So also we know all time askidano essays pura regular handpilla askidano malariya. So like quick intro karta guchi our associate volunteer avino Aditi Mai and Aditi Mai to say.
Askitenga namaskar. Marna Aditi Somi. Askitenga a college application process avaria venjuku santosh lavares. Tilla open debate. So togo question se ha tukuo or chat box tabo.
Okay, so ella specific agenda gano avino open and maybe no deck thooling on the specific planned item on one by one that mari LAD. So to kai questions say open to so jugu pillar na uri elro lavam sa the pillar naskidanga the experience share kelwai even like one day on the take home message can ni la application tailor atolo guide on tips are best probably la successful so tunga open questions ಅದೇ ಪರ ಪುಸುವ chat ನ second ಗೆ ತೋರುವ tunga video on kile tumi avin ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುಸುವ so ತಲಮಾರಿ ಕರೆಂಗ mi con stage sa pillar naskidano college properly get tamange trimadi con sa kai experience me open chat mi asu da pusu tamange asa mi general three questions ni maradi ami avin ಅದನ್ನು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅದ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕಿಲ್ಲಸತ್ತ ಹನ್ನೊಂದು ತ್ರಿಯ ಸೊ ತನು ನೀವು ಪಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತೆಂಕ ಸ್ಟಾಟಸ್ ಪಣ ವಿಷಯ ಕತ್ತ ಸೊ ಅತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಇಕ್ಕದನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾವತ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕಿಲ್ಲಸ್ತ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಹಾನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಕಿನ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅತನು ಪೂರ ನೀವು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಅಸ್ನ ಕಳಾಯಿಪ ಇದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ any response again. So no worries. I think what the senior Babu and now you got there here. So let's start with Divesh Babu. Divesh Babu to online also.
Hey everyone. So I'm Divesh. I'm a senior at Edina High School. It's in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
College experience concept, college application experience concept.
Yeah. So at a couple of colleges apply I'm planning on applying to 5 colleges so far. And they're kind of scattered around the US. So some in the West Coast, some East.
Okay. कौन area पे focus कर रही है to lower experience?
Hi. So the tech smarty data said that. So something around computer science related. I heard that Silicon Valley is pretty good right now, but also some of them are moving in towards Texas area as well. So I'm applying towards UT Austin, UC Berkeley with the tech-oriented goal in mind.
So the 5 units sangi all regions combined 5 manadigi total colleges apply kar rahe?
Yeah, total 5.
Yeah. Also technical engineering side or computer side?
Yes, so the computer science side.
Okay. Essays pura mujire babu.
Hi.
Ona jaras one school one mari say varisi.
Yeah, so each college has their own set of essays that you have to complete, and it generally varies between 1 to 3 essays.
So the experience here kona tala rikata on the standard format ke thudegi the kona kela sir le same question same set of questions even dusrumli apply hui so tunga sanguwa the open discussion Divesh Babu start kar liya but dusrumli ayi vata rasna chokota hui so sangi babu tora experience share kari.
Okay, yeah. From my personal experience, I've seen that it's just best to get your ideas out on a piece of paper and just start brainstorming and expanding from there. Just try to answer the question to your best intent and be human as well. Like, don't try to sound like a robot. It's not like supposed to be a formal like school essay that you would write in English class. Like it's supposed to be like a human to human conversation kind of.
Okay. So to equate ikatolu to human interaction or communication மாதிரி தல முன்னும்ல வரி தல ரிக்கினோ தல மாறிக்கின மாதிரியா or a method of writing I mean jugo పిల్లలు నా స్కిల్ సీరాంసి jugo essays purago but to kaide onda tip to rikkino tella fineless kettalam to kaide onda jugo change hoise.
Not that much, no. I had one very good editing tip that I had. So there's this website called College Vine, and I think some of you might have heard of it. But they have a free essay editing resource that I use to get my essays verified.
Okay, cool. So college line दूसरा
Yeah, I can
काय
send the link in the group chat.
yeah दूसरा काय tips है या एक दूसरा कोण निवडून काय दी मला असं तेव्हा दूसरा
uma devi ter hat kiras DC.
Neat me. Maybe junior and senior cons at any position. Well, me have to cute. Sorry.
okay
Sorry.
Yeah, but I do have questions. Maybe then a sangi musafal jami pusasu.
okay sure.
One data question. Divyesh tala to verify kare mane atala app tala kai verification exactly wo can expand on that.
And a peer-to-peer kind of verification. So Jukutino expert essay editors in Rano in the website. So kind of like hired professionals. And you just have to write the essay first, and then you send over the essay to the website. I can drop the link soon. And in the website, they will send you reviews and suggestions on how to improve the essay.
Okay. Thank you.
The service costs it's just free of cost.
For the first 5 essays, I think it's free, but after that, they charge you some.
So the service to kai juke modify kinna padaski nadi way
It depends on how much room you could use to improve. So if your essay is nearly done, then you won't have that many suggestions. But if you're just starting out, then they will give you a lot of suggestions to help you improve your essay.
Okay. Cool. So personal writing tela ige rikatodu tela writing style obviously askidanga over different ఉంటాయి. Unique experience kai ragi tela paro rikariya. Tela mattu nada challenges ku rikariyi nadi limitation telamli share kellarigi idi highlights best ye mattu rikariya or mix up ona general kan rikatodu lavarasala. So essay engineering or computer science only the highlights, the best things, or are you also writing your limitations, challenges?
I guess I can start with that. You should really try to have a good balance. So kind of balance both of them out.
Okay. So this is no seniors one family. You guys are welcome to come and talk to.
Want a question? Chat box from Audio. Would you please explain about SAT scores?
You wish to share the SAT scores?
Yeah, sure. So from what I've seen, this year specifically, the SAT scores are in terms of the schools that I'm applying to, half of them have SAT required and half of them have SAT optional. And there's a couple schools that are SAT blind. So of those three, each of them have different meanings. So SAT required would mean that whatever score that you have on your SAT, you must submit it to the college, and they will factor that in to decide whether to admit you. SAT optional means that if you have higher than the 50th percentile of that school's SAT score, then you should submit it and it will help your application chances. If it's lower than your 50th percentile for the school's 50th percentile, then it will likely not help, but it might be, you would have to check in with like your other parts of your application. For example, if you have a very strong GPA and a mediocre SAT, then you should maybe not submit the SAT. But if you have a very strong SAT but a slightly lower GPA, then you should submit that SAT to prove that you are academically competent for that school. Oh, and SAT blind means that whether you submit the SAT to that school or not, they will not look at it whatsoever. They will not take it into the factors of admission.
So mediocre mana con range area or high mana the con range area. I mean, you parents ni join get them area. So think a perspective li khalenga. But generally speaking, from your perspective, like on a high medium low talamari categories, it depends on school, right? Ivy League will have different area if they even look at it, right?
Hi, LME Uma Otikrata. Marabadavi Ashish, Tanavi at the senior Gansata. He's also preparing for the college applications now. So the question Avi at the percentiles mane me. So Ami Kona use Kerariamna, US News Umavi on the premium subscription Tholi My Fit many on the college rankings, sir. So Talam Avi or stats per Tayasmana, the Talam Decade like Kola colleges Avi high chance of getting admitted many no. So Talam use Keraria. அடுத்து வி ப்ரெப் ஸ்காலரும் மிலி ಅಮಿತಲ್ಲ ಮಾದರಿ ಒಂದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಸೊ ಅವರ ಸ್ಟಾಟ್ಸ್ ತಯಾಸ್ಮನ ದವಿ ತಲದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಕೊಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಗವಿ ಕ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ admitted and it would also show you a graph ಕೋನ ಸ್ಟಾಟ್ಸ್ ಥೋವಿ ಅವಿ ಕೋನ ಅಬ್ಬಿರಸ್ acceptance rate ಕೋನ ಸ ಮನ ಮರಿ ಅವಿ ಒಂದ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಿಲಿ ದ ಕಡೆ ತಲಾಮ್ ಸೊ ಅಮಿ ತಲ ಥೋವಿ we are just making our list of colleges.
Uma tala link share kara sunya. This is Saluja here. Me tala question pusi hota actual kan.
Yeah, sure. More at the handy can name your series that to sata.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Babu. Explain kerataga.
It kondi a college musadiyatanu seya. Me actually pellagamli advice pajohuriya. College musadiyatanu seya al groupum.
That the Babu area. I think the Babu needs me spot lectures me in second tour.
Okay.
To me, college Jodhari Pillal Pajamana, college Musadatani, maybe let's see here. Babu on the Iman Babu area. So Shiman Babu to share Karasya Babu or a perspective. Or Pati was Sagilawa.
Namaskar. My name is Shriman. Me international student F1 visa me US Chorata uriya Singapore mriya. Me at Texas A&M bachelor's computer engineering chodla sata. The final year kalla sata. So next May me graduate hoyu. So Kairi, questions riya sango? Like what's your concerns question?
Mogo want a question set but solely about the college application process. So konti tila essay help classes jidas yeah, like tutoring sessions from a live tutor. If so, how helpful is it?
The essay literary portion yeah? Like for writing
Hi.
this. So personally, like at least for myself, I didn't use a lot of online like sort of tools to improve my essay. Mi kai kere mana I wrote the essay draft. Mokai like I did the common application. So the talent pati likki manas like also expand on how it helped you grow. So I wrote like some anecdotes and personal stories and telamam kai like throughout my life what kind of lessons I learned many me extract kiri likya. So me tala essay improve karataga like there's some like resources. So first of all, Grammarly I use kare for basic like kaya spelling errors and like just normal proofreading kuchi. Tarto, I started reaching out to people who are already studying in college. So kolla college me jana mani malegi tangajol like contact tuli like people through like my friends of friends talamari tangajol essay pass kiri tangajol puse okay, is this good, what's the quality man. So talamulam I was able to improve the college application essay. Hi.
Those are obviously COVID period to right?
Hi, me
Or right
COVID
before.
period, yeah, 2020 Charaya. So 2019 I think I was doing the SAT process, subject tests and all. So hi, during that portion, me
Okay.
then my Palkar friends over there, like in some universities like Georgia Tech. So then I'll reach out Karaya.
Perfect. Okay, Nitin Babu tumle out से Agash Babu tumle out रिया. So तुमको कौन दी तुरा status share किरुआ. काय कर रिया द दिवेश बाबू संगे हमारी के कॉलेज अप्लाई कर रिया. What focus कर रहे तुम कौन गांव से तरह पिक इंट्रो दिलवा. पहले हमारी start करेंगे.
So I guess I'll start. Muganav Nitin. Me many Edina High School in Chadwiris. And right now I'm applying to my early action and early decision schools. And if you don't know what that is, college admissions usually have 3 deadlines. Regular decisions are due by early January. Early action and early decisions are due by November 1st, and there are also rolling admissions where the colleges will keep admitting people until their, admissions is filled up. Right now, I think I'm applying to one of my reach colleges, which is Carnegie, and a few safeties and Target.
Okay, so
Yes.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Bob.
yeah, so hi, I'm Agash Moikanda, and right now, like he was mentioning, the early action and early decisions. Some of the colleges that I'm gonna be applying to. I'm in California studying in Amador Valley, and UPenn and Michigan. They're like early action. I'm gonna be applying, so that's like due November 1st for me. And some of the other colleges, like the just like the in-state colleges, the UCs, as well as the in-state other colleges like SJSU, San Jose, and San Diego State. Those are colleges I'm looking to apply to.
Want a question, Chatham Audio. Need some context from Georgia Tech, who did computer science. Want to have a chat and hear their perspectives about Georgia Tech.
So, the question me dhadi hota. Me on dhanna suggestion. Sourashtra group mata jugu pillanno avirhano. Tena college chodler hanar musadrano. So, if anybody wants to volunteer and help out other kids who want to learn more about their colleges, tala list on the create kiri share kirwaya youth association amri. So that the Carnegie Mellon Kondim Saravai, Georgia Tech or UMD or anywhere. Tala college patti tala pillan jewelry vatakera dangu chokalavai. So tala list to here chokodo.
The chocolate suggestion see. Yeah, me reach out kira see. People contacts me the harassment having currently no. Enga perspective tala mari pulli chocolate. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
also at the October, November, at the next couple of months, we peak time of the corner time Kulani, but I mean reach out Kirasi. Jugudano, Georgians at the Atlanta area, Jugudans at the I'm sure there will be record response time Lavaria.
Yeah.
We reach out case also. To me,
Thank you.
con gams at the me specifically.
Virginia at the Richmond.
Okay, so Tura Babu Avino Ashish, yeah.
Hi.
Oh, Ashish, to me, Glendale, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh, Ashish Babu on the Juvia look at us also. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, I mean reach out us.
Sure. Thank you.
So merit based scholarship पूरा कौन अप्लाई करता है and खूब अप्लाई करना था
कौन apply कर रहा है इसकी तरफ संभव
Actually Virginia so research keravara yelloku Virginia state koni scholarships ni. So depends on the state avi on the state offer keraras like at the Georgia puravi Tanigan residents with many scholarships. Timi on the college many research careers mana tella college website mo scholarship many page sias mana talam list out keran tella college avi kai scholarships offer career many certain states avi statewide mili but depends on where you live. Presidential scholarship many on the programs at tumi at junior many in here Saluja.
Hi Morababu
Yeah, but
Junior.
yeah, Talavi high reach minute top 1% is at the Pillanagavi presidential scholarship there as but
Okay.
Talavi were like Vain high marks PSAT mo. So Tengavi no scholarship opportunities abbaras many ami vatakirtam kalalaya. But Talavi 11th grade to me avi PSAT chukad top 1% mo now.
Okay. Oh, PSAT based kari, not SAT scores.
No, PSAT Kalino talam top 1% score now.
Okay. Okay. But merit based manatalla venu ege application tavatal dalla university MGC no apply karniya.
Research keravara konni abirani mimli jugudangol pusle seta merit based avi chukku unna sir tura state mata university Florida satanga pratala chukkad opportunities tengavi
Okay.
state wide avi scholarship abbaras
Okay.
but ami seta state gavi talamari state scholarships ni.
Okay. Okay. Me check karo sa ami ata Denver sata Colorado. So me ellat sata university me check karo. Na atala
Yeah.
site. Yeah. Okay. Thanks Uma.
Thank you.
State by state, to me Sangare Mari, every state has its own characteristics. Me saving probably high school senior. So Tana, we know Texas or healthy, it's different. Favorable states within Sata, where we know unfavorable states within state. So Telamar Satul Texas were lucky in our see. But again, to be Sangamari under the state characteristics.
We'll go on the question set there about the volunteer hours. So how exactly will colleges factor in volunteer hours and how helpful are they?
Application timer application capital corner help.
Hi Mama.
So volunteer hours avi like 80 hours kera davi it's a decent hours munaria but ami siya vara college application pusariya questions avi tura experience share kalare mari sir. So ami maybe millavi miss out kitriya or babu already senior but ami mullo ella kalaira kona kerravamna 9th grade amri kaidi on the proper gan on organization pickeri on the constant gan ami avi talavi kille hudrava. So it's more like an experience that you can share in your college essay.
Yeah, adding on to that, like for the volunteer hours, like she was mentioning, it is like the experience you gain from it. You share it on like mainly the activities portion when you're trying to apply for the colleges. But other than that, it's not really like I say like it's typically not a requirement to apply for most colleges. You do need to graduate from high school, but you can just like start accumulating it from 9th grade. And I think like if you get like 100 hours, it does like make like some sort of a difference in your application if you reach that 100-hour mark.
At one example, avi our babu kiriya like tenavi computer science interest seta. So tenavi madhim unda school gavi volunteer project mari kirideya unda game create kirideya. So telapura avi it adds value to your resume.
So I think high school join gattorli consistency on I guess maha. One day game get as mari tella 100 hours plus tella 2 points more I guess illa man. So dusra kaide unda volunteership apply gattal kaana right. College abe hocharna kana right. Application musina ampathorna kana. Ononda school ononda college ononda requirements right. Tella full check ella ready.
Yeah, regarding the volunteering, I want to share something. More now Mahalakshmi, me Florida amri vattakarata. More babu avi our babu atta senior kasata. Volunteering is just not for essay likata kuchi. Tura interest dala college ku dekadata kuchi. Plus tura main motivate ka kaya. Tela tunga askadanga kalano. Te thovi tunga hal onta likata musai. Tura patti tenga sangata musai. Tungamani want interest kai sete ata avudana sangamari tengavi computer science interest sete tamamri gaming create kerideya delavi it's a community service podaria and going forward it changes you, it wants to tunga angun ven juranga kennamni lagi. So avara babu kai start keremna ek mountain biking hola ven interest. So 6th grade umri mountain biking kerta ven interest menti cycle maya cycle khadidiya tabad kai repair avate nildiya unnod bike sir angidi mondonda ji dekadedi ven rubai hoyesi. So mo tools khadidavo mi keri repair keri sikulus menti YouTube si aski repair ke pura sikil liesi. Tefladu lota sa down non profit bike shop ji that volunteering cheresi. So it was like a big turning point for him. That avari I mean can pura jukutanga avi transportation hinata min can karu hinata min can jukudano homeless min can tengavi avari bicycle avi donate kere bicycle avi repair keri tengavi transportation guchi deria. So that was a big turning point for him. Tella kerta kerta tedji tena voluntary kerta kerta tega vein kennamni lais tega halavi just not for the college essay purpose but tunga kuchi minonda initiative turu kuchi onda arvam tumi onda community ke kerna menaria onta ella avi tunga audai automatic tella audai. Plus jukutanu pusi hodasi essay review pati tura employee jol check keruvo sometimes tenavi Bright Horizons company imri 10 or 15 essay review avi free ga deras jukutanga tella kalarani angamli ella usu kalayi our babu at tele use kellesa. Any other question ready sango?
ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ತಲ್ಲ ಪತ್ತಿ ಅವಿಗಿನ ಮೈ ಪುಸಿತ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಿನ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಗ ಪುಸಾಡಿ ಪೂಸ್ ಮನಿ ತಗಿರಿ ಮನದ ಅವಿಗಿನು 9th grade umril volunteering hours jugutuna ta start keri ketras kamna junior senior tamampra gs madi artuchku kam huya rasi elle kerarani gir minti tenga aviginu tevalaku 9th start kartavel kollatanu college kai keranjari tala idea pra tenga kondida hariyeni go aviginu general gan aski field kai baraski tala mampra khalli on 100 hours bissa musattarasi even sophomore year hadmu musadi mucharasi. So tella halti saviginu ada jugudanu kaanavati college in kolla kharaski tella related gan gera tunga helpful kan rayi apart from the community service madiri evi kerariya onda type ella mari mana rasna so tella kalallengan gerin tella question aviginu pusmanita tumi sange evi jukku helpful kan hodasi. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Babu gatavi tana bicycle volunteering keratolri tega kaina tega physics solla ven interest plus robotics interest 4 years ka robotics kelle sete FLL kelle hodya FTC kelle hodya LOC FRC kerariya. So talamamri tega interest grow hoyesi ami sangunata tenonda activities kertanildi ami ada force keri to that library ja aspathri ja illa mari sangata ತೆನಕೆರಿ ಮಿಗೆರಿ ಜೌಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಸಂಗಿಲಿ ಮೊನ್ನುಮ್ ಖಲ್ಲಿ ತೆನ ಕೆರ್ನಾ ಮೆನಿ ಕೆರೆಸ್ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗಾವಿ ವೆನ್ ಸೊಂತೋಸ್ ಲಗೇಸ್ ಉಂಟ ದ ಮೊನ್ನಾರು ಉಂಟ ಮಿ ದುರದಂಗ ಕೆರರಿಯ ಮಿನಿ ಕಳೆಯಿಸಿ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಸಾತಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ತನ್ನ ಪೆರ್ಸ್ಯೂ ಕೆರೈ ಮಿನಿ ಅಂಗ ಕಳಾರಸ್ ಸೊ ತೆಗಾಳಂಗ 9th grade ಮ್ರಿ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಪೂರ ಫಿಲ್ ಹೊಯ್ಯ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ತವಿ ತೆಗಜಲ್ 500 hours ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಎತ್ತ ತೆನ ಅವಿ ಕಳಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ನಾತಿಗೆ ತೆಲ ಕೆಲ್ಲೆದನು ಸೇತ ತೆನಕೆರಿ ಒಂದು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೆರೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಬೈಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಪೂರ ಜುಕ್ಕೆ ಗೋ ಪೊರಸ್ ಗುಮಾನನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಕೆ ನಾತ್ ಗೋ ತೈ ಥೋಯಿರಾಸಿ ತೆಲ ಬೈಸೈಕಲ್ ಅವಿ ಕಳೆಕ್ ಕೆರತೆ ಸಿಲೆಯ ಅವಿ ರೀಸೈಕಲ್ ಮೇರಿ ಕೆರತ ಮುಸನಾತ ಗೋ ಪೊಡಿಜಿ ಆಡರಸಿ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ಸ್ ತೆಲ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತೆಲ ಪುರ ಯೂಸ್ ಕೆಲಿ ನೊವ್ವ ಬೈಕ್ ತೆಲ ಮಚ್ಚಿ ಕೆರಿ ಮೆನ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಹಿನಾದ ಮೆನ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಕು ದೇರಾಸ್ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂಗು ನಮಿನಿ ಹೌಡಿತ ತುಂಗ ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಮಾಮ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಗಿ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಮ್ ತುಮಿ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಿ ಜವಾಯಿ ದಿಸ ನೀಮ್ ನಮಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನಿಮಂತಿ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ನೀ ತುಂಗೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಉಂಟ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಕೆಲಿ ತೆಲ ಮೂಲಂ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಅವಸ್ ಕಲ್ಲುವಾಯಿ ನೊವ್ವಾಗ ಏ ಗುಚ್ಚಿ ಮೆನಿ ಉಂಟ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೆನ್ನಾತ ತುರ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಸೇತ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕೊಲೆಸೆಗಿ ते संगाडी जॉइन केली तुम्ही केरवाई तुंग एनी क्वेश्चन्स रेदी पुसुवो ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಪತ್ತಿ मी और मोर बाबू नाव तेंग नाव वी अनंत तेग फेसबुक साइट मिली मी शेयर करसु दुरगायती क्वेश्चन्स रेद मिली संगुवो ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ಹೊರೈಸಾನ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಎ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಅವಿ ಚೆಕ್ಕೆರಿಸವೋ ಜುಕ್ಕೋದಂಗ ಕಳಯೇನಿ ಅವ್ರ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ತೆವಂಜಿ ಚೆಕ್ಕೆರಿಸೇದಿ ತಲ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅವಿ ಸತ ತಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಕೆಲ್ವಾಯಿ ತಲ ಮಾಂಬ್ರಿ 3 ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಅವಿ ತಲ ಮಾರಿ ಫಿಟ್ ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅವಿ ಹಂಗ ಅವಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕೆರ್ತ ಸರ್ಕ ಹೋಯಿ ಮಿನಿ ಒಂಟ 1 hour ಅಮಿತಂಗ ಜೋಲ್ ಬತ್ತಕಿರುವಾಯಿ तेवला मिचम सद दी कॉल अवी तुम्ही कॉलेज अब्बती काम यूज केलुवाई निमेंदी ಒಂಡ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ತಲೆ ಸಿಲತೋಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಕೆಲುವಾಯಿ ಸೊ ते टाइम अवी तुम्ही तला कॉल केरुवाई सो ಚೆಕ್ केरिसवो कटायंग कामनादी कॉलेज अब्बते उंटे अडते विधि चेरते उंटे ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಟ್ मेली सील नन्या तले संगतविते थैंक यू
So they were quite concerned. On Georgia Tech tenga pilan chodariya. So then join some singirasi direct and immediate contacts of the chance that they're on that like ilhademi. The uchada vino ango pilan me join girls others singiriyata. But mostly in state to me prefer kar rahi out of state mari bellariya. I want to get a consensus. Now we ask it about.
I think in-state is a really good option if you're worried about finances. For me, my high school provides a PSEO program, post-secondary enrollment option, and you can do college courses while you're still in high school. And by doing that, you get college credit for free. You don't even have to pay tuition. So I could basically get a year of college for free in Minnesota, which is, at the University of Minnesota. And even if you don't get into the states like, known for state school, even if you get into something like Normandale for Minnesota, for instance, most of those credits will transfer to in-state colleges. So it's a really good option.
Perfect, Babu. I know Mogalagin, Nitin Babu again, Divyesh Babu, Ontario region, pretty much same cities since the तुम्ही युनिव्हर्सिटी मिनेसोटा नवीन तुम्ही अवीन कोर्सेस खडलीनो त्याला मारी केरे म्हणता कळारी हेल्थी संगरिया त्याला ग्रेट ऑप्शन सुरू कोण आता विन 9th or 10th तुमचा तंगा विन त्याला ऑप्शन तुला स्कूल डिस्ट्रिक्ट तुम सेम नदी त्याला लेवरेज करता जुक्कू फाइनेंशियली जुक्कू इंपैक्टफुल होताई त्याला மட்டும் நீ आता तुंगा विन कॉलेज एक्सपीरियंस बोलला पडे तो मी गोंगोळ त्याला मी ऍडव्होकेट करो यूजुअली बट इकदनो बिसाइड्स दिवेश नितिन बाबू दुसरं कोणती त्याला मला केरळ असे म्हणून कळलं मिळले early college त्याला त्याला डायरेक्शन जास्त म्हणली त्याला हवी निमदी थोडा एफर्ट खाली तुम्ही तानी जोदली नो electives ಪೂರ ಮೊದಲ ಮುಸಡ ಆಸೆ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಸರಿ parents तुम्ही कोणती सांगू हमारी कोणती केरला आसामी
I just have a quick question. This is kind of unrelated, but has anyone taken a technology certification? And does that provide any college credit?
नितीन बाबू याला क्वेश्चन हवी ऍक्च्युअल की तुम्ही कोला कॉलेज अप्लाय कररास की तेंगा ईमेल धडी पोसवाई त्याला पर्टिक्युलर प्रोफेसर और त्याला पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंट मेन क्या अनको तुम्ही पुसास मनादी तेनो करेक्ट बदल सांगुताना and जुका आयवी लीग मोठा कॉलेज कोणी तुंग कळाईस कोणी कोर्स क्रेडिट देरा आणि
so तुम्ही संगरी म्हणो इन स्टेट स्कूल म्हणरी नदी आउट ऑफ स्टेट स्कूल संगरी तुम्ही
उल्ला स्कूल रियमली तेला पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंट प्रोफेसर कोवर रिलेटेड तेंगा तुम्ही ईमेल धडी पुसेदी तुंग करेक्ट काना आन्सरबल डे
okay so तुम्ही स्पेसिफिक कन संग्यासनो एग्जांपल काय देउंड संग्यासनो दे हेल्पफुल द टाइम
let's say the Georgia Tech comes our babu avi anantavi he did some 3D solid works course kavi certification kereya so telagavi tenu credit then yam pusedi tenu koni credit then but it will look good on his resume and it adds experience the case tavara dusra koni tenavi it just adds experience case they help me specific tala college website cover in charge mechanical department or cover kolla department ki teka head gu segi tengavi email dhadi pusili kallalwai
perfect तुम्ही फ्लोरिडा तला स्कूल सुनली चेक करेगी नदी ओनली जॉर्जिया टेक स्पेसिफिक ಅಂತ ಮಿಟಾಗಿ ಕರೆ
ಹಾಯ್ ಏಡವಿ ಚೆಕ್ಕೆರಿಸೆಯ ಏಡವಿ ತೆನು ಮಾಸ್ಕಿದನು ಅದಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅವಿ కొని ಜುಕೋ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ದೇರಾನಿ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ತೆಂಗ mostly edavi actual ga na pusata mam konidana avi talaga koni credit there yani
kamla talla vino career oriented talla certification talti specific ಅಂತ talti college accept kar rahi hai ayya
maybe ravai kamnadi I mean it looks good on the resume but tenga avi teva podari avi you have to have the college credit level tunga course career hedis then avi tunga tega credit then or else it's just an added value tella mari podariya
college benefit abari student ge ne onda credentials dalti kon degree khalar mena kalari ni hoti maybe they are not ready to put their stamp of
Hawai telemali Hawai katainga let's say that avi teno tela credit teno onda college level ko onda course kalli telamam onda project keri telamamri onda kaite onda award or something kharri edi tela chokor highlight kar hai nimendi it is just there it's a good experience let's say to me sondo that college babuji chereya yella mari more or less say I already know about the software menedi they will prefer them right telamari podare is all needed basis tengavi institutional priorities minimentan tenga kolla paegi tenutella khalla tamari se
good thank you tumi share karle ela
thank you
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕನ್ನ ಸರ್ मे आता तुम्ही सर्टिफिकेशन करया कोणी तनु खल्यानी करे आता एपी कोर्स में निप्राव कररासना आता ओदी मुल्ला मी ऐकिनी पड वेंग विगिनो आर पिల్లल पण हन्ना कंड हतोल हन्ना पिల్లल कंड हतोल ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ ಮುಟ್ಟ ವಿಷಯಗಳవి ಅಸ್ಕೆನು ವರ್ತಕ ರಾಸಿ AP ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಖಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸಡ ಜುಕ್ಕು ಚೊಕ್ಕಡು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅತಲ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಬ್ಬಡೆ ಚುರು ಮವಿಗಿನ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮುಸಡುವಾಯಿ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆನಿಗಿನ ಜುಕ್ಕು ಒಂಡ ತೆಲ್ಲಗ ಒಂಡ ಗೇಗನ್ ವರ್ತಕ ರಾಸಿ ಅದ್ರ ಅತ್ತ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಮು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ జీవితంగా కూడా ఇకిని పొడస్ మనదవిగిను తిక్കളవు కెష్టం పొడి హై స్కూల్ చోదునమని కొన్నిని తుంగ ముసదీస్ తెల్లగా కెపాసిటీ సేతను కెరువాయి అస్కెను తెల్ల కెరి ಹೊಣ తెల్ల టువర్డ్స్ కాలేజ్ అవిగిన తెల్ల హెల్ప్ఫుల్ గా హై మనది అవిగిను ಜುಗುದನ್ನು ಜುಗು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ದೇರಾಣಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಕಲ್ಲರಾಣಿ ಕೆರಿಮಿನಿ ಅತ್ತ ಐಕಿನಿ ಪಡಾರಸಿ ಅತ್ತ ಲಮರಿ ಅತ್ತ ಜುಗುದನೆ ಎಡ್ಸೆತನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕೆರ್ರಿಯ ಸೊ ತೆಂಗಾವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ AP ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ತೆನು ಕೆರ್ರಾಸಿ ಅತ್ತ ಇಕ್ಕಳವು ತೆಂಗಾವಿಗಿನು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಬ್ಬರಸ್ಕಿ ಕುಣ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿ
Again, it depends. Atavi tumi Ivy League college apply keredi amnadi. Most of the AP mavi or sila high rigor AP unta khalus manano. Dusra pura koni khallari anitenu. The MIT mini helde di. Tedu unta charts seta. Tala chartum ji sawa. Ila AP hededi tumi credit den ki denan. Some 4 or 5 unta credit den. Ni vendi tegamali deranan.
ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್
Atta seta
ಕಾಲೇಜ್
sangu.
ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಐವಿ ನೀನಾತ ಅವಿಗಿನ್ ದುಸರ
Normal Ivy Neenata College Melli to me just the University of Florida, University of Georgia, Kolla to me tele website G Yella AP go credit say I mean a chart that said that so tele chart or some other means of information, right? So telamamjit me verify kelwai or just a Google search kere the audi. Tisamli tung answer abbaranimina you can try directly to them. ஒரு சில கோர்சஸ் ಅವಿ AP ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅವಿ GPA ಬೂಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾರಿ ಹೊಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆರೆದಿ ಅವರ GPA ಹಿಂಗಾರಿ ತವರ ಅವಿ ಜುಕ್ಕು కొని ಕಾಲೇಜ್ కొని ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಬ್ಬರಿ ಏನಿ ತೆಗುಜಿ ಸೆಲದನವಿ ಓಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆರ್ರ ಹಾಲ್ ಅಂಗವಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ದೇರಾಣಿ ಸೇತಮಾಮು ತ್ರ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ದನೆ ಎದುರು ಸಾರಿಯ
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ AP ಖಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆರ್ರೆ ತಮಾಮವಿ ಅಂಗ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮೆ ಮವಿ ತೈಲದಿವಿ ತನ ಹೌಡಣ ಮೀಯೋಡ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮವಿಗಿನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇಂದ ಎಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾದಿರಿ ತಿಕ್ಕಳವು ಏನು ಕಳ್ಳ ರಾಸಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾದಿರಿ ಪುರ ಹೀತುಂಗ ರೆಸಿಮೆಂ ಚೊಕೊಡ್ದ ಕಾಯಿ ಮಿನಿ ಮಿನಿ ಮೆಲ್ಲ ರಾಸನ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಜ ಮುಸ್ಯ
ಹಾಯ್ तुम्ही अवी ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತೈಲೇದಿ ಚೊಕೊಡ್ದಕ GPA ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ವೇದಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಡಿಕ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ ಸಾಲಿಕ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ ಹೋವಾಯಿ ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೊಕೊಡ್ದಕಾಯಿ ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ತೆಲಮಾ ಮಿಕ್ಕ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇತ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಗ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕಳಯ್ಯಾಯಿ ಓಕೆ ಎಂಗೆಲ್ಲಮಾಮ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇತೆಗಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಜಾಗ್ರಫಿ ಹೆರ್ರಾಸಿ ಓಕೆ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕೆರೆರಿಯ ಕೋರ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಕ್ಕ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇತೆ ನೀ ಮನಿ ತೆಂಗ ಕಳಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ತುಂಗ ಅವಿ ಸಂಗು
GPA boost onde Canadian but it will look good. At I know aski regular courses khallino GPA khadat samaru AP khalli kerras manasi that adds value, right? They will know at mamu computer muste aski jukku AP courses khalrasi. Now you're applying for computer engineering manasi. Now they will say, okay, he has been interested, he has been able to maintain GPA and he is applying. But to me, I know, let's say to me, I know biology related tamam, I know AP ketti. Okay. Now, when you apply for Georgia Tech, let's say, oh, computer engineering, you apply for computer engineering there, they will see a mismatch. AP illamam karrasi, but babu my I know illamam I know apply karrasi manatalo mismatch side. So tell silna. But other than that, yes, AP to me careers manataga tunga I know. Definite value then they'll consider you better than
तुमको त्याला
others.
क्रेडिट्स दे घ्या नियमनी काढला तो तुम्ही त्याला वेबसाईट तुमची
Correct.
ओके याला कोर्स क्रेडिट अब्बरिया घ्या नियमनी व्हेरीफाय केलो बट इट ऑलवेज सेज ओके हार्ड वर्किंग असे त्याला कट टाइम का काढायचं मग
Okay, thank you.
Any colleges actually do probably give the credit for like AP courses. I've seen it like my brother in his college that he went to, like he took some AP courses, like if it was like English related or something else, and it allowed him to just like skip some of the courses once he went to college because of the AP credit. I think it also like it's like based on the score that you get on the AP exam that you take. Like if you get like above like a 3 or like 4 or 5, then you can like skip that course. And yeah, it does allow you to like finish quicker.
Okay, Babu.
I'd also like to add that it's a really good financial decision because, for example, at the University of Minnesota, introductory class for computer science will cost like 15 or like $1,500, right? But taking an AP test will only cost $100. And if you get a good score on the AP test, then you could completely skip the class.
Okay.
So, Atavino, Ganga Davino, think kids avino college altitino. Cerca special boya, Georgia Tech specific questions on the altitino boya. That you share Karasan to Rotarso.
Yeah, judge it. I know. No, I don't know whether I'll be able to answer everything, but unfortunately, I didn't know. Maybe there are two other students who are going to. There are a couple of students going from Atlanta to Georgia Tech, so I can definitely pull them in. I get the answers from them, right? But let me hear the question first.
Actually, like question manata sumarunda information madri ami pusyudiya like our babu avi Georgia Tech computer science apply keratakuchi sileseta. So tella college choda pillal jolri konasa college tella mari oda perspective about the college
Okay.
kalatakuchi pusyudiya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To me, reach kariyo there. Only reach kariyo
Yeah.
there. Sorry. Yeah, we
Babu.
can. Yeah.
Sorry, Babu, I think it's already.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. So,
Mhm.
okay, so computer engineering, I don't think I have heard it is too tough or anything like that. At least I've not heard people are definitely getting through it. But in general, Georgia Tech is high rigor, right? Compared to many other schools around Georgia, right? UG, I'm comparing University of Georgia, Athens, right? And then Georgia State, which is right next to it, it's pretty low standard, but they do go there. But Georgia Tech is considered to be like top 10 schools in the nation, right? And considering the engineering courses, right? But it depends, it varies based on every course. So but it is high rigor. You can get into other colleges with less marks, whatever it is, but it will look the same. But general, they have said that, oh, I'm doing the exact courses there in other college, but it wasn't this hard, man. So till one day, see, and I can see it as if we can take it. You're taking it for the sake of, oh, I got the degree from Georgia Tech. Okay, because to me, I know Georgia Tech abbarasi manti to me JDA manasi, oja tilla should not bring down your GPA unna khadakavli paroni, but I know there are some people that completely drop out and go to other colleges, or they take another courses, something. Those are the things also happening. But in general, I'm just trying to warn you that it is high rigor college. Okay, so tella unde say, but in general, Georgia Tech environment is pretty good, and the accommodations in and around Georgia Tech is safety wise, it is awesome. You can always say, I can say that I go there very often, right? So that the people, kids always there around, it will look festive all the time. And so though in that situation, in that thing, if it is pretty good area, and you get good food, all those things. So, but if you have any other particular questions, let me get back to you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we at the Virginia State set. So, I mean, pros and cons, Marisari, like going to an in-state college, University of Virginia, versus to an outstate like Georgia Tech, if he gets admitted, Manino. So, to the perspective, Kaya, how it differs, other than the financial differences, Kai to me, Sangan, pros and cons, many.
And I know, so to me, of course, I mean, any college, I know in-state versus Tunga. I know in-state Hesi Tunga fees different, right? So that I don't know Georgia Tech is giving any kind of out-of-state students scholarship. I don't know. I can find that out, or you will know yourself when you're applying from outside. But expense, many CS, when I say if it is on par or it is slightly more, right? I would still say depending on the college rating. On Virginia State, low the college kai ranking setem nisilo, and your kid can do take that kind of rigor, I would definitely support you to send it. send him here to Georgia Tech, right? And also depends on the course that he or she is looking for, right? It has to match exactly what they're looking for. Just because it is Georgia Tech, don't come. The course that you're thinking about it, right? It needs to be that course. నిజే పిల్లలుగా అయినా ఓ పారని సుఖితంగా మీ సీరియస్ పిల్లలకు ఓ పారని సో వచ్చి అయినా తుమి అయినా you need to think that it has matching your need.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Me unde sanglu so Georgia Tech apply karta ruli sake because I mean I know every college has their own highly rated courses minute high la or degrees minute high, right? So in Georgia Tech I know industrial engineering, of course anywhere computer science, computer engineering, that's all really highly rated right now, and chemical engineering, right? So telagapura I know competition I know jukur high. तुम्ही आहे ना मेल्लो आहे तर सपोज आहे ना तुंगा आहे नो लेट्स से तुंगा अब्बत मादरी सेम लोगा ओ आता गद्दी मी आहे नो गोस मी साइंस में ताइलुसो मी गोस उंडा नन्ना ताइलुसो courses ताइलुसो కొన్ని దిన కళ్ళనాత మాదిరి so that you know I'll just get in and holchadu kainu mi machulusu mane enu jugudanu tavaras tawala kai horase they're easily able to find out kai garantu me you will be taking my aeronautical manita idino ulchadagainu computer engineering ulita okay. So so then I know suppose I know computer engineering abunajikali parvani aeronautical appetidano with their jther I know then I can change it to computer engineering. Yes, it is possible to change it. That perspective is right. But then tanu sadaka ille saana dikamu tan kalaldano tunga ain sadaka tumaine jugia let's say tur hall I know tungo data musramla nista aeronautical with areas manasi your chances of getting in is higher versus you put both computer engineering and aeronautics then aside na oh ega kamari de kani the guy know aeronautical devai milli sette but I know this person after coming here he's going to switch means the guy total gun reject kataras. So tilla unde time silo tunga kai abbai what you are fitting in tilla unde tawa one. Second time sadaka tumi rigor courses school mainu kai kalregi tilla match hona tumi school bhatola AP biology AP some healthcare right aski khaldino teji I know Georgia Tech mo computer engineering pajamana sadaka definite can no colleges are going to give this. People are doing it. Oh yeah, me tella on the choice of they chokoda be career, but I want to do computer engineering. They are not honoring that. I don't know others in this panel. You can tell us your experience too.
That is undecided ka tavariya better ya.
Undecided, Kalani mo. I don't know about that undecided. You can no, I do not know.
Thank you.
So about applying for two majors, if you say that you want to take a double major, like for example, I'm applying for Illinois Champaign, and I've read that the acceptance rate for computer science students are like 8%, whereas if you take computer science and another major, it jumps up to 20%. Is that
Oh, okay, double major. You have to mention is there is application there you can double major. Okay, that's a different thing. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
The Georgia Tech mechanical engineering pati sangoda konti khalraski
moga kalai konni tanu khalrani mechanical engineering, but I'll ask around and let you know. I'll put a message on this one.
I think I know more around New Jersey on the Babu say. I believe Prabhu Kumar's son, I believe. I mean, Kalados. Uma Bay Pusea, Conpusea.
Mahalakshmi Pusita.
Mahalakshmi.
Florida.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me dungo check it me message keros dungo.
Thank you.
Think na keras on la mola paria. Me check keros.
Thank you.
So quick time check at the we are like 55 minutes into the call. Couple of reminders. To me, questions push you there, AP, credit the Baya Mata, Divyesh Babu share kill to see chat number one now. So Telamam to me check as my college board move that credit score code Kajarek is or link to 30 Babu. Juku thanks Babu to 30 daga. Item number 2 Avino, Kamadi illa la contacts pusiode pura mi tila und action item telgi mi te ho chada vino unta point vino tura contacts evi tu share ke last no better gam thai la follow up thalo chi survey dhadiria la link dhadita aditi mi
Yeah, Mama, sorry to interrupt, but the survey permissions the Gani, so we need to get it fixed.
oh is that right okay cool
Yeah.
ala mi atta mi data sala let me just do a quick setting okay tella on gele also jisra konti international students konti apply sadam apply kar rahe tella qualification bati kadi questions samadi Shriman Babu join कर रिया बाबू संगे मारी सिंगापुर ले वरी आती already in college or तलती तन काय दोन question तुरा तला status उन से हमने तला specific questions अच्छा करते हैं बाबू
Out a quick question, Moga. Konti edavi essay reviews konti kararas kya? Is anyone willing? Ami aur bitaru share keluvai.
good question tala I think Babu 5 year free gan कर रहे हैं समझो ते यार तला उन options है in addition high school पिल्लनु high school green college apply करते हैं तेंगा review पचेगी नदी college में चौधरी पिल्लनु तेंगा review पचेगा
I think college im chodari pillanu kariya better kamna pab ella pillanu busy kase.
exactly
Want a question? Sorry to interrupt. Mogo want a question chat in audio. How do you start early application decisions?
It depends on the college, but really, I know I mean, I have a student, she's going to start. It depends on the college. And also it depends on the state too. And sometimes you have to start now. Some of them are due by October 15th or something like that. So you need to do it now. Essays pro already rikito is I know Kenna till I know you must have already started. It depends on the college. The dates might vary. And then if you miss that, then you'll have to do it in the regular thing. So I don't know there is anything different in the application. I mean, you guys can tell me early decisions, the regular decisions. I know, I don't know the application wise, will it have any difference? The only difference they will make is some people will take the SAT later than October. So you may not be able to give you the latest SAT score if you take the early one. That's the only difference. But if you think if you have everything ready to go, then you should be able to apply for early.
Yeah, I don't think there's any difference in the actual application. You just have to make sure your essays are all completed. Like he said, the earliest early action is October 15th. And then there's other colleges that are like November 1st. That's like a major deadline. So you got to have your essays done and started on your applications. And if you early action, early decision, they'll definitely help because you're applying earlier than others. So you're put in a different pool of assessment. So yeah, it can help in your decision.
Oh gosh, I have a question. I know many people are asking, right? So is it only good for academically good student to apply in the early application? Or let's say you take three categories, okay? One student is academically, a couple of students are academically good. Some are mediocre, some are in the low ranges. They might get, may not get, right? So those kind of, right? So now in this group, which one do you suggest to apply in the early?
Which one do I suggest to apply in the early? Well, I mean, all of them can, but if I were to say, probably the one in the higher range with more academic, because the early decision, I mean, like they said in chat, it's a binding application, meaning that you have to go there. And that's where early action is different. It's like, it's not binding, but it still like sets you in a different pool of applications, and they can consider your thing better. So if you're like really academically strong, then applying for like these early decisions kind of like shows that like early decision shows that you're very like committed to going to that one college. And if you're academically strong, then it can also like make them really consider your application. So yeah.
So
So
question.
Akash, sorry.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Manisha.
Akash Prabhu, so on the stats wise, say what you would consider as strong, academically strong, like SAT or GPA, what you would consider as academically strong?
I had the same
The range.
question, Uma. So I had the same question.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, academically strong. I mean, most colleges aren't taking the SAT or ACT right now in consideration, but I mean, it certainly can help when it comes to like getting scholarships if you have a high score. So I'm not really gonna factor that in the academically strong. But if we're talking like, I mean, it depends on the school, obviously, but you guys are probably asking for like the top schools, like Ivies, top UCs and stuff. And those schools, I mean, GPA wise, the ranges are they're like close to the 4.4 ranges. Like if we're talking like unweighted, unweighted GPA, you're gonna want it to be around like definitely higher than like 3.8, I would say. And like you can search it up for these specific colleges and
Yeah.
it'll tell you like the average of the people who get into that school. But then again, if your GPA isn't really that strong, it doesn't mean that you're just like completely screwed. You can also have your extracurriculars. That's a major factor. And also an interesting thing that I learned is that you can search up for these specific colleges, like what they take into consideration more, like whether they take the extracurriculars into consideration more or the GPA into consideration more. Like, like certain colleges, they if you have like they like the extracurriculars more. So if you're like very involved in that and that can actually set you apart and make it better for your application. But yeah, it's pretty competitive. The GPA has to be really high and you have to have a lot of extracurriculars under the belt. But also the essays are very important in the college admission. So if you write a really good essay, that will help too. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good points, I guess, Babu. So आता तुम्ही अप्लाय करे colleges पर early तुम्ही अप्लाय करे मली इका college visits चीरास तुम्ही कोण दी जेतन संगुआ कामनदी तुम्ही just theoretical गन तुम्ही college reviews ला online மட்டும் तुम्ही research कर रही नदी actual गा तुम्ही foot on the ground मारी जीन सीना तो चाल तुम्ही अभी नो एला short list कर लारी
మీ సంగే మీ దీపిల్లలు I know ఉండన college settan jariya undana I know we just looking for college, right? So next year join karartamayi. So it feels good if when we go visit that college, right? At least visit 3 or 4 colleges at least, right? I mean, you may not be able to visit every college, right? Because your perspective changes when you visit the college and see the facilities, right? College में ना ASCII colleges में संगे आऊँगा ಎಲ್ಲ facilities रहते हैं, labs रहते हैं, or if you're looking for like biology related things and like hospitals but when you go visit there you will see the environment, how the setup is, right? So how many how the faculties are working, right? So I know round tour mo sangantala so tela mamu tunga kalai how closely they will work with you tunga inu tungo tela mari ikka care paje tela pra inu workout ho yamna tunga kalai tela timi ka idea ana tinga perspective unda sangan but third tour avi sangatana ins they will be thinking about everybody's everybody else perspective so tevam mo telle wo pass mo gatele so temam tunga inu jukku inu tunga ivar bena bai tunga and I know through dam tella pura savai tella okay I know chokkot kan ra okay chor rana lauta ikka facilities ata kon jile avata how to get around the colleges tella pura anga jihadis tunga kalai tellas that drives many time so I would say go look at least 4 or 5 likely colleges that you will go.
Yeah, that's true. You should definitely tour the colleges that I mean, you can't tour all of them probably. So you want to tour the ones that like you've probably done research on many colleges and the ones that you've liked, just seeing from secondary research, you should go and check those out and do the tours. Like I've done like a tour, I've been to Berkeley a couple times, and yeah, it's like a very, very academically good school. But to be honest, the environment's not really that good. And I saw that from going there. So you can have like different opinions once you actually tour the areas.
Okay. So Jugu parents or healthy parents Zurugadi questions I think Divyesh Babu want to link me Yegarasi. SAT scores plus GPA accepted versus rejected. Babu Tudala was Sanga Setala. Tapati.
Yeah, this is niche. Sorry, this is the niche website, and you can basically search for whichever university you'd like. And the website, you scroll down, you can see this section that says, "Will you get into the college?" And it will show if you're signed in. It will show how you compare.
Babu share
to,
if you don't mind.
It will show my score, so I kind of want to keep that confidential.
Okay, no worries. Okay then.
But yeah, if you click into that link, it will show you what your stats are.
So actually creating like perfect login or information right niche.com. Georgia
I don't
Tech
think it's
application.
Yeah, I don't think it's required to log in though, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to log in. I'm able to see DC going there. I just selected the university. It is telling you what is the SAT range should be.
I think what this website demonstrates the most is that since, I mean, you can see like there's people that have a very low scores and SATs that have been accepted. And there are also people with very high SATs and GPAs that have been rejected. So there's kind of like, it doesn't really 100% depend on your academic scores. It's very heavily can be influenced by your essays and your letter of recommendations and what you did throughout high school. So like activities. So GPA is not the main like flagship that always defines what colleges you will or will not get into. So make sure your activities and essays are as good as your grades in high school.
Okay. So to Juku important points, I guess, Babu. So Ilamama, we know non-academic plus recommendations. Dia wait our colleges, we know sort of like apparent, right? Not fully transparent, but there's some level of like on the sort of gauge ikka vidya rasi on the notion of them say, right? So telamari aswadi tunga recommendation letters pura tumi ke compile kar rasi ke sat jolo telawo share karunga.
Yeah, I can start out. So I asked my close teacher that I've been working with for a couple of years on a couple of different projects relating to engineering. So like we worked on a couple of different I worked on developing a course with this teacher for our school, which I don't think a lot of people have done. But if you got a chance to know this teacher or any teacher on a personal level, then that is the teacher that you want to ask for a letter of recommendation. That's just the overall rule, that if a teacher knows you by like your first name and kind of knows who you are and what your interests are, that's the teacher that you want to go to ask for a letter of recommendation.
In terms of like con major to apply karegi tellamam hanavarigi could be outside as well, or it's better to be in the same field.
It can be any field. It does not matter if you're an engineering student and you can ask your English teacher. It does not matter as long as they know who you are as a student and how well you learned in their class. So basically, the letter of recommendation is supposed to tell the college how do you learn as a student, and it actually might be better if it wasn't someone from your particular field, because that way they'll get to know how you learn in fields that even though you aren't interested in, you were still in that field and you were dedicated enough to learn and make a personal connection with the teacher.
Gotcha. Okay, so Divyesh sange mari tumi surna apply kar rasa mari Agash Babudi, Nathan Babudi, Shriman Babu international side tumli perspective share karta.
Yeah, I got a couple recommendation letters. I mean, from teachers. I mean, each school, the schools that I'm applying to, they all like have like requirements for letters that you need from like teachers, especially like he was mentioning. So, yeah, I don't think it matters who you get it from, but as long as you built some sort of a connection with them from the beginning and they know you and who you are in the class, that can make it easier for them to write the letter. And that makes it, I guess, more trustworthy in both ways, and can, I guess, it'll just make out for a good letter. So yeah, it's just like you can ask your teachers, and I'm pretty sure some colleges also ask for the counselor recommendation letter. So yeah.
Nitin Babu to experience konasala letters.
So regarding letters of rec, I think Agash and Divyesh have already said a lot about how, like, which kind of teachers to ask from. I'd just like to add that the deadline for letters of rec from your counselor and your teachers are different for every school, and you should make sure that you have them in before the deadline, or else you won't be able to ask your teachers and you'll be left with no letters of rec. For me, since I'm applying early decision, I have to get it in by November 1st, and the deadline for me is October 9th. So I made sure to get it in earlier than that, or else I would have been without letters of rec.
So academic letters to Sangaria, right? Counselors, teachers, specific teachers, telamari. Outside of school, to me, telamam kaidi khalta letters.
Actually, I haven't, but Divyesh has.
Okay. Tella kon mari tella. I mean, is it still linked to academics or just a project level, or is it completely separate? Like, for example, I mean, couch pusari unadi, or Sourashtra association me la ta conduct kar rahi. Tumi wodono juye contribute kare employee, kon mari contribute kare employee. I mean, association li on extra letter there to helpful kan rahiya. Will it add
So
more weightage? Mantaldi pusari.
So you can ask people like extracurricular teachers and stuff for letters of recommendation. But for example, there's some colleges like UW Madison, for example, they require at least one academic letter of rec. So you have to get it from a school teacher or some kind of academic teacher, right?
Okay, so must have requirement from academic and yeah, get it. But
Yes.
non-academic and are you going to get extra points?
I mean, there are some colleges that don't accept letters of rec at all. There's others that take optional letters of rec. So it might be helpful, but most colleges cap it at 2 letters of rec. And for me personally, I'd want 2 academic letters of rec inside my applications.
Okay. Agash Babu, thora experience academic matum கிடையாது.
Yeah.
Okay. Shriman Babu, to apply करतो कौन होता सी? I mean, it was like a couple years ago.
Me apply karatal at least more high school they had like this like sort of a broad jariyadanga kuchi unta office mari vade higher education kuchi. So through that like to again abroad like universities US apply kerariyamana the automatically like the teachers who can't like will write the letters of recommendation and send it to the university without it's going to be like confidential. So you can know like who is writing only kalai, but savana you can't see it, it's confidential. So I think Kongozal Pusaregi, they like based off of that usually it's like your main like class teachers they like form teachers manimana Tangazala Pusaya like they were able to write good letters of recommendation. So similar processes I think for US and here international.
Yes. So on a quick reminder of the survey, we know update कितरिया. तो मैं survey वो fill up करा उसमें चुका था ये. तलाम description में we know links that area. तो students कौन सेगी तो we know और network जान के नाम नदी तलाम links that area सी. Plus तुम कलाय तो सेंगा मैं ज्ञान रूपम share class में वो helpful. So तलाम ना समझ में लिया. दूसरा काय question से तो any other topics that the Lavaras not be servant the that's not I mean free connection can I mean network at Kirino on support support see. Vijayan Leoria, Vijayan, you wanna say some few words or association youth?
No, I mean the session very useful conversation and thanks to all the contributors, Divyesh, Aditi, Agash Babu, Nitin, and even parents have the perspective and Chakradasi. Like more very actually very useful conversation. Gangada and Maha and great engagement. Thank you and all others. Question for the thing. Chukku Santosh. Thank you. And questions were inputs I mean we'll reach out and get back at it. Georgia Tech mechanical engineering career so we'll get back to you, Mahabe.
Hey, one day on the question I gotta say the scholarship I know in-state Khalladis I know at least Georgia I know Talamadris Hope Scholarship and Zellmiller Scholarship I know in-state Khalladya by out of state JDM Natala Brabuna. So why is it the same thing in many of the other states too, right? So there are state specific scholarships that if you take only in-state you will get it.
Hi there. At Florida, mavi PSAT 11th grade karare PSAT score thovi in a bright futures area scholarship area. Full academic studies full ka tenu cover ketan and national merit finalist ka riyedi full ride then and mainly tenu first preference avi in-state students ku in-state college స్టేట్ కాలేజ్ సెలెక్ట్ కెరదెంగా దేరాస్ ఏడవి సేతే బ్రైట్ ఫ్యూచర్స్ ఫ్లోరిడా సో पीस अडवी चोक्कड लिखव अंगावी चोक्कड यूज कसे बट दूसरा स्टेट मवी तिक्क तिक्क वैल्यू देरियमी मोकलारनी
Nee, Chokot there as you have to mainly depends on the GPA, SAT scores aski thavitana there as but one challenge that I've seen in many students is that when they enter in, they easily get it, right? But you have to also think that you need to maintain that GPA and on the range then. ಇಲ್ಲ GPA to maintain kenna bhamani then. Tella tesmar khala jedi manasi oja wo unna padai oja full kan jedi. Then usually to get it back to the level of the GPA to get the scholarship, it seems to be really hard. Okay, that's something to keep in mind when you're relying on these scholarships.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಂಗ್ಯಾಸ್ದ 7 ಮಿಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಐತೆ ತಲ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ GPA ಕಲ ಜೇಡಿದಿ ತಲ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫುಲ್ ಗ ಜೇಡಿ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ರಿಯಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್
and expect
दूसरा
this.
sorry
Go ahead.
दूसरा रीजनल स्कॉलरशिप्स ನನ್ನ ಅಣ್ಣ ರಹಾಯಿ ಕೋ ನನ್ನ ಮಣಿಗರಿ ಎಮಿಲಿ ತೆಲ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕೆರುವೋ ತುರ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮೋ ತುರ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಜೋಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್ ಜೋಲ್ ಪುಸುವೋ either can be $200 or $500 ತೆಲ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕೆರುವೋ most of the time abata chance ansata so tela katayenga tumi tura regional area am kai local scholarships segi tela apply kiruvo
Correct.
thank you
Yes, yeah. And many Indian institutes kaimnata Tamil Sangam, Sourashtra Sangam. Jukudana I know to tunga scholarship deno. So telapura apply kero, try kero, definite can $1,000. I think I've minimum seen is $1,000. So you can easily get that. You have to work a little bit.
Okay. Juku thannu tumi aski join kariya. Tumi tora feedback juku important. Tungo atta kaidonda feedback dangu sangunamar sangwai. Ima tumi 7 minute share karna okay. Juku thannu join kariya. Away pillal askidanga na motta thanks sangulariya, thannu sangulariya. Tungo aski best of luck. Atta ille period avinu juku the peak period halti tumi ille time khali tumi watayare avinu juku ಪ್ರಮಾದಂಗ ಹೊಣಸಿ ತೆಗ್ಚೆ ಮಿ ಚುಕ್ಕು ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಗುಲರಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾರಿ ತುಮಿ ಕೋಡ್ जे kai काय करे kai तुमी बेस्ट का धान में कलाई कमरा झुकुदंगा पर्सनल का मीट करी ने झुकी कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है तुमी सो और बेस्ट विशेस और आस्की पिलल नगो अभी जॉइन करी वाते रहा शेयर कर लिया तोरा एक्सट्रीम बिजी टाइम लिए लाते रहा झुकु झुकड़ लावसी तुमी फ्यूचर झुकु झुकु भट्टा लीडर्स का धान में कलाई हो so Juku, thank you. Association ultimately. Plus Avino or Ganga the special canotria Vatartha, Vijay Nave, thank you. Looking forward to great things from you guys. Okay.
One day Sangulus DC. I think next year I know it is college application apply kertalaku sangaria. Maybe we need to start this one from 10th grade. I know AP khalnagi ni how AP is impacting college when pusaren here. So tella tevulu harmengarasi tenu they know and expectations at me AP kenna illa college aim karariya illa AP kenna ke SAT kanna manata inu tinga 10th grade amri SAT harmo yare 9th grade amri kerras. Okay, so at least we probably plan something like that so that bring these college kids who have already done veterinarians, right? So think bulle we kai can advice so devilry we can groom them, start grooming them and stuff, telling them at the end 12th grade I was saying to 10 APs khalles by already oh he manatal I mean konni kertam already it's already done. So
the questions specifically people coming into high school and questions out the maybe that's a great feedback. PSAT plus SAT prep the turning on the prep guidelines or tips tomorrow on the tani session mari we need to I think tim sangari a perfect time isla.
Okay.
So questions out harmangitriya ata aditi mai questions avaya Vijay and side me question avaya The group it's a very perfect time.
Good.
For me, incorporate the planning.
Dhanyavad.
Okay. There are any questions, Srimati? I think we should wrap up now. Yeah. Definitely to join Girua, Discord networks, WhatsApp groups, Jugo Avenues, weekly youth meetings, Salaria. To me, college in Jari Manadi, to my time bandwidth saying, at least to me, I mean, once in a while, once a month, to me, I mean, join Karamli Chokotai. College Musaratano, coordinate Katuchi next year, Saria. Kam Karatamli next year, coordinate Katuchi Saria. To me, association, Manadi, association can Matum Jaltarium Mildono. Or a young generation, Skavin, who are engaged in Hanama Salti, which we can say. Definitely contact them. I mean, Juku help us for future. Yeah.
Good.